Thank you, Cora. Well, good evening. A little feedback there. Feedback. We okay? All right. For those of you who don't know me, I began investing in the Hunger Project in 1982 at the beginning of my legal career. So I'll pause while you do the math. Yes, 1982. And for the next 20 years, I continued investing in the work of the Hunger Project and practicing corporate law. Then in 2003, I left a position as vice president and general counsel of a global billion-dollar company and joined the Hunger Project as a full-time staff member. As many of you have heard me tell it, Joan Holmes invited me to join the fundraising team at that time. And when she offered me an 80% pay cut, of course, I jumped on it. So the questions that we've been asking ourselves tonight, questions like, what does interconnectedness mean? What does we are one mean? Really the question, who am I? I've been on a journey with these questions in the Hunger Project since 1982. You see, the Hunger Project never just asked me to give money to help people. It was not that simple. The Hunger Project challenged me to think. It challenged me to think about what it means to be a human being in a world where hunger persists. What does it mean to be a human being in a world where nearly 1 billion people are always hungry? Being part of the Hunger Project put me around people who made me think about these questions. And for some of you, these questions might be relatively new. Maybe tonight is the first time you've wrestled with them. Some of you have been on this journey for longer than I have. We are each wherever we are on this journey. I think of my own journey as being framed by an ancient Hindu saying, when I don't know who I am, I serve you. When I know who I am you. One of the turning points in my process happened about 20 years ago, before I came on staff. I was looking into the eyes of an African woman food farmer. Now, it actually was not in person. It was a larger than life photograph at one of these events. And I was standing right in front of this picture, looking into this woman's wrinkled face, her tired and clear eyes, looking at the pile of sticks that for firewood that she was carrying on her head. And I had this sudden thought. I thought, you know, the money we've saved over the years, I think it'll actually make a bigger difference in her hands than in our bank account. I was married at the time, and I walked into the next room and I told my wife what had just happened inside me. And the next day we committed to invest $100,000 in the work of the Hunger Project that year. Now, thank you. It was a big deal. Looking back on that now, though, I see it differently. At that time, what I said to myself was something like, my money will make a bigger difference with our partners in other countries. Now I would say, is it my money? Or what does my money really mean? So how I see it now is that everything that I've done and my career and the money that I've earned, okay, I had something to do with all that. But you know what had a lot more to do with it? I was born into a family with parents in a community where there were roads and buildings and schools. And if I take it further, there were cars and machines and technology that had been invented by people who lived a long time ago. And there was music written by composers centuries ago. And there were people who had fought wars and ancestors of mine who had survived wars, and on and on. Now, yes, I can give myself a little credit for what I did with the opportunity I was born into. But that entire world I was born into has a lot more to do with the life I've gotten to live than what I personally had to do with it. Stay with me here. Born at a different time or at the same time in a different place. And I don't get to be this version of human being. When I look at it now, saying it's my money would be kind of like one of the cells in my fingertip thinking that it's an individual entity with its own separate life and that it personally owns the nutrients that flow through it. So for me, it comes down to this. There is no me separate from the world. It isn't just that I'm interconnected with all these people and things in the world. It's that all of the world and all of history and all of humanity gives rise to what I call me. There's one world, one humanity, and we're inside that one world, inside that one humanity. Which takes me back to that question, the question I'm going to ask you now. What does it mean to be a human being in a world where hunger persists? I'm not going to invite you to give money to help people out. I'm inviting you to invest your money in your highest ideals for the world. I'm inviting you to invest in who you really are. I'm inviting you to invest an amount of money that would allow you to look into the eyes of an African woman farmer and say with integrity, we are one.